Hey Shalom, Yahba Shem Yashab Barakatat to all the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Lathan by Shem Yahshai, priest and officer that Mungabar coming to you live once again. This is the ISPK law class. Alright. So with that, we're gonna go into the law, of course, though, and how it pertains to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Always start off the class with, if anybody has any questions, go ahead and raise your hand, of course, though. For those of you that's online, just type it in. We'll go ahead and get to answer those questions. So, Alright. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Also, first off, if anybody have any questions. Alright, so right now we are 2022, of course, though, right? And in 2022, we just came out of Christmas, right? Just came out of, what's this thing called? New Year's, of course, though. Everybody out there celebrating, gathering, having a good old time. And this is something that's been going on perpetually, of course, though. And when these things would happen in times of old, times of past, of course, though, there was always someone to go and speak to the people. Always someone that would warn the people, right? If you recall, class last night, Captain Zaniyat was bringing it out. How, it is our job, it is our duty, it's our obligations to speak to our people, to warn them of any, danger. And if we don't do that, then the blood, of our brothers, the blood of our sisters, is not on their own hands, but it's on our hand. Well, right now, there's a pandemic that's going on, of course, though. There's elections that's in the process of, they're already preparing for the next election, of course, though. They're making their campaigns, of course, though. You understand? Right now, one of the big things that they've been talking about was what? Student loan debt? If they don't do something about student loan debt, the Democrats are going to be in trouble. In the meantime, Republicans is playing, fiddle in the background, of course, though, to, those who would potentially oppose them for the next election. You understand? They're, doing all types of things to, do defamation of character, of course, though, make this candidate look crazy, make this candidate, not the ideal candidate, of course, though. But right now, what we are faced with is something called, a pandemic that has been going on for well over, 2 years now. Everybody's been affected by it. Whether you are in, America, whether you're in the islands, whether you're in Europe, Asia, wherever, you travel, wherever you go, of course, though, we have been affected, by this pandemic, of course, though. Not just the young, but the old as well, too. There's no discrimination, of course, though. And those, who they've been speaking of and stating that have been impacted the most, is brothers and sisters, man, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Does anybody know why? Does anybody have an idea of the reasons why, they have been impacted, more than others?
It's like because they're the chosen.
Say that again?
Because they're the chosen.
Because they're the chosen? What do you mean?
Because it's Israel. It's like it.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I mean, you know, they're Israel, of course, though, but there's something more, you know what I'm saying, to it, as into the reason. Think about it like this, right? At one point in time, you know what I'm saying, you was a young man, you know what I'm saying, growing up. You was a child, you had cousins, you had neighbors, you know, other kids that was in school. And when you went to school, of course, though, and you got in trouble, and you would give a response. Well, Johnny was doing it too. Bernard was doing it as well. It wasn't just me. I was trying to get them to stop. But when you got in trouble, you know what I'm saying, why did you get in trouble?
Right.
Like, why did your mom or your father, you know what I'm saying, you know, chastise you?
Because you did something.
Right, but what's the significance, though?
I'm not understanding what you're saying.
All right, so, I don't know if you have children or not, though. You know what I'm saying? But let's just say that you do, right? You know what I'm saying? You have a son, you have a daughter, whoever. They go to school. Or they go outside, you know what I'm saying, in the neighborhood. They get in trouble for... They're accused of throwing rocks, you know what I'm saying, at other kids. Or they're accused of throwing rocks, you know what I'm saying, and breaking windows, you know what I'm saying, at cars and whatnot, right? And the police come to you or the teacher comes to you and say to you, your son or your daughter, you know what I'm saying, was with these group of kids throwing rocks, breaking, you know, property, hurting other children, right? And when you talk to your children, of course, though, they respond as in, well, Johnny was doing it as well. Bernard was doing it as well. What's the typical response that you would get? You know what I'm saying? That not from the child, but what's the typical response that a parent would get?
You shouldn't be hanging with that type of crowd.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's part of it though, but you ever hear the saying, so if Johnny and Susie jumps off the bridge, you're gonna do it too, right?
Yeah.
You ever hear that saying?
Yeah.
So I don't care if Johnny's doing it. I don't care if Bernard's doing it. I don't care if Susie's doing it. I don't care if Ashley's doing it, of course, though. But I told you, you know what I'm saying, how to act. I told you what you should and what you should not do, of course, though. All right? That same thing applies, you know what I'm saying, to us. As so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, no matter what the other nations are doing, no matter what everybody else is doing around us, they want to celebrate Christmas, let them. They want to celebrate New Year's, let them. You understand? Let them go ahead and, you know, give praise and give reverence, you know what I'm saying, to these other gods, though. Where is these things in the Bible that tells us to celebrate other gods? Where is the things in the Bible that tells us, you know what I'm saying, you know, to offer our children as sacrifices, you know, give presents and gifts and whatnot? Where are those things in the Bible? Because they say keep Christ in Christmas, don't they? That's something that they talk about, you know what I'm saying, in the Christian church.
But it's not in the scripture, right?
Can you show it to me?
No,
that is it, if it is?
I never read that.
Right.
If people, Slaki.
Go ahead.
Because I know a lot of people say things, but I'm not too sure if it's in the book.
Exactly. I can show you where Christmas is in the book.
Oh.
But it's not, of course, you know what I'm saying, what we know, you know what I'm saying, according to the holidays. If you pull Amos 5 and 20. Go ahead and grab Amos chapter 5, verse 20. Actually, it's like it's verse 21, right? I think it's 21. Yeah, verse 21. Go ahead and read when you get that out.
Where's Amos at?
It is after the book of Hosea, I believe. The book of Hosea. It might be around like, or Joel. Roughly around page like 1400.
It might be different.
Okay.
Right.
You got it out? No sweat. Take your time. So one of the things, you know what I'm saying, that tends to happen, of course, though, one of the things that tend to go on.
I found Hosea. I found Amos.
You found Amos?
Yeah.
All right. We're at chapter 5, verse 21. This is out of the Bible. This is out of the scripture, right? Go ahead and read verse 21.
Amos chapter 5 verse 21. I despise your feast days.
I what?
I despise your feast days.
What typically happens on Christmas? What do a lot of families typically do during Christmas?
They give gifts and eat.
Right. They give gifts and they eat, right? Don't they celebrate? What happens, you know what I'm saying, around Thanksgiving?
They eat.
They give out turkeys every year, don't they?
Yeah.
Where are you from, Al?
I'm from Philadelphia.
Oh, you from Philly?
Yeah.
Most High in Christ. You know what I'm saying? But what you'll find, you know what I'm saying, right here in the city of Syracuse, you know what I'm saying, you had about, it was about 2 blocks over. Matter of fact, even right down the street, they had blocks and blocks, you know what I'm saying, of people waiting for turkeys for Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? There's no shortage, you know what I'm saying, of turkeys, for Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
But what do they do, you know what I'm saying, during Christmas? Did they give out food? I didn't see them giving out food. What about, you know what I'm saying, the day after Christmas or the day after Thanksgiving? People are still hungry, aren't they? People still need food, don't they? So just this time of the year is the only time to give out food?
Nah.
Right. It doesn't make any sense, does it?
Nah.
So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you know what I'm saying, we got to understand, though, that these feast days, right, which was Thanksgiving, Christmas, what do they do, you know what I'm saying, October 31st?
I'm not too sure.
More known as Halloween. People have what?
Oh, they like. I don't really celebrate, so I'm not really too sure. But I think they eat around that.
They have parties, right? They have gatherings.
Yeah.
Just like on New Year's, what do they have? A New Year's party.
Yeah.
They have a Christmas party, right?
Yeah.
At different jobs, they will have what? Celebrations. It's a holiday party. It's a seasonal party, right? It's a gathering where we all come together, of course, though, and do what? Have a good time. We eat, we drink, and be what? Merry.
Yeah.
That's what they talk about, right? Those are the things. Oh, be of good tides and be of good cheer, right? It's New Year's. You made it through a whole year. You should celebrate. These are the things, you know what I'm saying, that are being pushed and told for us to do. But when we read the scriptures, Amos 5:21 says what?
I despise your feast days.
It says, I hate and I despise your feast days. Now, if we was to go to Jeremiah, the 10th chapter, right?
Uh-huh.
If we go to Jeremiah chapter 10, and we go down to verse 3. This is Christmas in the Bible.
Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain.
They are what?
They are vain.
They are vain. The customs of people are vain. What's vain? What's the definition of vain? Anybody know the definition of vain?
They don't mean nothing.
I'll take that. They're insignificant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So, the definition of vain, verse first one says having an excessively high opinion of one's apparent abilities or worth. Right? That's what it says, you know what I'm saying, the first definition, right?
Okay.
It is a high opinion. Opinion so high that it really does not matter, though. But when we see definition 2, it says what?
For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree.
Oh, hold on 1 second. It says producing no results, useless. The definition of vain. It's useless. Is it significance to focus on one's outwardly apparel? What does it get you? What is the significance of that?
No.
Right. When you die, you know what I'm saying, what happens, you know what I'm saying, to that, you know, Instagram model body that you got? They say it in the church. When they go to bury people, they say what? I don't know if you've been to funerals or whatnot, you know what I'm saying, but if you have, the preacher often gets up there and they'll say, from dust was we made.
Oh, what? From ashes to ashes, to dust to dust?
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. From dust were we made, in dust shall we what? Return, right?
Return.
So this Instagram model body that you have, what is it going to do after you die? What will it bring? How useful will it be? Will that Instagram model body, you know what I'm saying, prevent you from getting AIDS? Will it keep you from getting STDs? Can it prevent you from getting shot and killed? What's the, what was it? The brother, you know what I'm saying, that was murdered, who played in the NFL? Brother was shot and killed and put to death. What does it matter if he went out there and worked all that hard, you know what I'm saying, for those abs or those biceps or whatever else, you know what I'm saying, that he has? What use is it, you know what I'm saying, now that he's dead? Does it do anything for his children? When you're dead, right? From dust you came, from dust you return. We focus on things that are what? Useless
Vain.
and meaningless. They're vain.
Yeah.
Christmas, New Year's is what?
Vain.
Right. Because you're going to go through one day, you know what I'm saying? And you're going to celebrate. And you're going to party. There is a spike of COVID. You understand? There's a uprise in the amount of positive cases of COVID here in Onondaga County since the start of the pandemic. And this is before Christmas, before New Year's. you had a uptick, you know what I'm saying, in COVID cases. More than that, more in this time period than there have been since the pandemic have started. That's something. Because people got used to, we don't got to wear your mask. People got used to, you know what I'm saying, I've sacrificed enough, didn't I? Haven't I? I need to go out, you know what I'm saying, and shake my tail feather. I need to go out, you know what I'm saying, and live a little. It's best for me to live, you know what I'm saying, than to be cooped up in the house all day. Right? These are the things, you know what I'm saying, that people, what's the significance of living, you know what I'm saying, if you're only going to what? Just die. I don't know. Tell me. How often have you been sick, you know what I'm saying, since people have started wearing masks and they've been social distancing? People not out here just achoo, coughing, you know what I'm saying, all over you, of course, whatnot. Coughing on their hands and then touching the doors. You got hand sanitizers all over the place now, don't you? But we still go out here. We celebrate Christmas. We celebrate Thanksgiving, of course, though. What happened? Well, before we get to all that, though, let's go ahead and finish that. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 3, right?
Okay. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 3. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with an axe.
So, what do they usually do during Christmas time?
They cut down a tree.
Yeah. Times Square, they put up the tree, right? Right after Thanksgiving, downtown. They went and they put up a 3, 4, almost 5-story tree. They put up a 3 to 4-story tree, I'm saying, downtown, right? And then, you know, as the days get closer towards Christmas, they'll have the tree lighting ceremony. Oh, all you need is love. That's the stuff that they be talking about. That's all they push. Love will prevail. I just know, you know what I'm saying, that you're going to have a good 2022. You know how many brothers and sisters ain't make it to 2022? Does it make sense that you're just, in my heart, I believe. In somebody else's heart, they believe that you're going to die. Which one is it? Which one do you go with? If I believe more than you know what I'm saying, does that make it right? Does that make it better? Nah. What sense does that make? It's all based upon what you believe. Christmas is a time of year, you know what I'm saying, based upon what you believe, right? Okay, listen, if I said, you know what I'm saying, Michael Jackson ain't dead, he just rested. Because I truly believe that. Does that mean Michael Jackson's dead? I believe with all my heart, I would put my kids on the line to say that Michael Jackson ain't believe. He's in a hyperbolic chamber. He's just resting.
You had to see it, I guess, to believe it, right?
No. Even if I saw him laying down there dead in the casket, body, you know what I'm saying, all with it, he's going to come back as Thriller. He prophesies that. He ain't dead. He's just resting. He's in his cocoon phase. He's going to be made new. You understand? If that's how much that I believe in Michael Jackson, that he's not dead, he's just laying really still. You ever hear, you know what I'm saying, of those, you ever hear of those movies, of course, though, where they have those kung fu, you know what I'm saying, martial arts, whatever? They're so well trained and disciplined that they can take one breath, you know what I'm saying, that'll last them 4 minutes. One breath, 4 minutes. He's in a casket. He's dead. In some cultures, you know what I'm saying, they found a monk who was buried alive. They're waiting for his resurrection. That monk is dead. And he is not returning. You understand? Michael Jackson is dead. He is not returning. So everybody talks about, you know what I'm saying, their beliefs, what they believe in, of course, though, right? Mm-hmm. It's about what you believe. It's about your truth, of course, though. I believe that COVID is just, it's a hoax. Wait, what? People are dying and going into the hospital. Well, that's the government. It's a conspiracy. COVID ain't real. I'm going out and I'm going to celebrate. Then you find yourself up in where? The ICU on a respirator. All because, you know what I'm saying, you wanted to participate in Christmas. You wanted, I got to see my family. Hey, what's wrong with Facebook? What's wrong with FaceTime? What's wrong with Google Duo? What's wrong with using different applications such as Zoom? Does it make sense that you gotta? No. It's a different spirit to be within, you know what I'm saying, with the family in person. All right. So be it. You want to go out and celebrate, have a good time, of course, though. Where does that lead you? COVID-19, there's a spike of COVID-19. COVID-19, there's a surge of COVID-19. People are catching Omicron left and right. Let's go and find out exactly what they say about COVID-19. Omicron. COVID-19, Omicron, World Health, right? We're going to see what they say about who? COVID-19. Let's see if we can get this right here. Hold up. Situation report, research, technical guide. Should we look at this one? Let's see. All right, so we're going to start off here. This is from the World Health Organization. All right, this is from WHO. There is a current outbreak of coronavirus 19 disease. What is this current outbreak? Let's find out more. Let's see what it says. Transmission currently taking place. It says, if COVID-19 is spreading in your community, stay safe by taking some simple precautions such as physical distancing, wearing a mask, keeping rooms well ventilated, avoiding crowds. The World Health Organization says to avoid crowds. What's today's date?
When's that?
The date.
5th.
January 5th. That is what? 5 days after what? It's the start of what?
Oh, the new year.
It's the start of the new year. The World Health Organization says that we should avoid, it says, stay safe by taking simple precaution. I'm going to say ... because I'm going to fast forward past, the other stuff. Avoiding crowds. Avoiding crowds. Right?
God.
What did you do on Christmas? Well, not you specifically, but what did people do on Christmas? It's a time to what?
Oh, gather.
Exactly. What do you often see and hear? You ever see I gotta check it out again though, but you see these Christmas movies, right?
God.
You ever see people standing outside in crowds with pieces of papers, singing songs?
God.
What do they call that?
A Christmas Carol or something?
Exactly.
God.
People go outside and they Christmas carol. Christmas is the time of year. To what? Bring joy and cheer?
God.
That's what they're talking about. It's the end of the year. It's the time of giving. Let's give out toys for the boys and girls. Right?
God.
They're congregating and they're gathering, of course, though. But the World Health Organization says, stay safe by taking simple precautions. ... Avoiding crowds. That's what they say. Avoiding crowds. It says keeping rooms relevant to the... Well, we're outside. We're in a crowd outside. You think that crowd is, you know what I'm saying, separated? How close are people, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, they'll have parties, holiday parties, of course, though. Right? And at those parties, there's always one thing that you got to watch out for. What's the one thing that they tell you to always watch out for, be watchful for?
Oh, at the party?
Yeah.
When people put stuff in your drink?
Not that. That's something, though. That's something else to watch out for, though. But it's always around Christmas. It has to deal with a plant. A flower. I think it's a flower.
It's like...
This that movie said, Don't Look Up, right? A man and a woman, you know what I'm saying, they standing next to each other and they look up and they see what? Mistletoe.
Yeah.
What happens when you're standing under mistletoe?
I don't even know what a mistletoe is, to be honest.
Mistletoe, you know what I'm saying? It's a I want to say a plant or like a flower, right? And what they'll do is yep, there it goes. Really typed it in. This is it. This is mistletoe. You see that right there? This is mistletoe.
God.
Alright. Alright. That's funny though. I'll make sure I show this to y'all as well too though. Hold on. 1 second. Share screen. Boom. Mistletoe. Mistletoes are parasitic plants. They're parasitic plants. But this is mistletoe. Mistletoe. They'll take mistletoe and they'll put it up, you know what I'm saying, above you, of course, though. Listen, I just watched Batman Forever, or whatever it's called, I think, something like that. Didn't pay too much attention, though. Whatever Miss Case, or whatever the heck her name was, straight hoe. You know what I'm saying? She out here chasing down Batman because he's mysterious. Miss Chase, that's what her name was. Dr. Chase. Right? Oh, mistletoe. What do they gotta do? They gotta kiss. Right? If you're standing under mistletoe, look, mistletoe. You gotta kiss. That's what happens. You're standing under mistletoe, you kiss. So they're at these Christmas parties, holiday parties, of course, though. And guess what? They're standing under mistletoe. I guess we gotta kiss. Which is completely opposite of what? Transmission. This is from the World Health Organization. This is on their website. right? If COVID-19 is spreading in your community, stay safe by taking some simple precautions, such as physical distancing, wearing a mask. You know, I've seen some people go and kiss each other with masks on.
That don't make no sense.
Hey, it's the gesture that counts. It's the gesture that counts. So, wearing a mask, keeping rooms well ventilated, avoiding crowds. Here they say, cleaning your hands, coughing into a bent elbow or tissue. Check local advice where you live and work. Know your risk, lower your risk. All right? Christmas time, people are having Christmas parties, holiday parties, seasonal parties, of course, celebrations, and guess what? Mistletoe. Oh, mistletoe. Got a kiss. It's New Year's. The ball's dropping. What do they usually do? They hug and they kiss
Oh yeah.
the nearest person to them. Hey, that's my wife you kissing. Oh, you hugging and kissing my wife. Oh, fair. Fair. Whatever. You know what? Good point, guy. Hey, listen, we should do this again later. All right, I'll see you this same time next year. You take mines for the night? Stupid. Ridiculous. They have this thing in the suburbs where if you leave your garage door open, right? It means that you're open for
Promiscuous sex.
it's like say it again?
Promiscuous?
Promiscuous sex. So like you're a swapper. You can come in, you know what I'm saying, and sleep with my wife, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're inviting someone in to come, you know, have sex. This is what happens in the suburbs. Who lives in the suburbs? Who typically lives and stays in the suburbs? Is it black people? They live in the suburbs, right?
Yeah, you some of them do, yeah.
Because we got money? Because we the one, you know what I'm saying, that got the good jobs? Who typically lives and stay in the suburbs?
Majority white.
Majority what?
White.
Majority right. Let's check it out. And the question that I think we should ask is, what demographic, right? What demographics occupy the suburbs? Let's see, here it goes. They just did a census. Prior to COVID-19, the urban core counties in the U.S. Were gaining vitality on key measures. All right. Let's see. Following decades of rising population and influence compared to the central cities, the luster of nation's large suburbs has diminished since 2000. Though the suburban population continues to increase at a relatively healthy clip, a range of indicators show that large suburban counties are lagging the gains of their urban core counterparts. Compared with 2000, that's probably because, you know what I'm saying, you know, the suburbans, you know what I'm saying, which are typically occupied by who? White people.
White. And
Are not, you know what I'm saying, propagating as they, what? Would like or desire. So they're having less and less children, right? But let's keep reading though. Let's get down here real quick though. Let's see if they're going to give, you know what I'm saying, the demographics. And this is how, you know what I'm saying, they're being a little Income per household in thousands of 2018. Large suburban in 2000 was 103,000. That's the suburban population. Yeah, that's the typical household of a black family, isn't it? Nah. Typical, you know what I'm saying, income of a black household is typically 10 times less than that of its white counterparts. There's studies that have been done to show and prove that. We can always show that information as well too. It says large suburban populations in 2000 was 103. 2018 it is $101,000. So it's gone down what? $2,000? That's not a lot. That's not very significant though, but of course it's understandable that you would expect that it would what? Rise and go up, of course though. So average reported home value in thousands of dollars, 2018. Large suburban in 2000 it was $270,000. 2018 it was 333. I can tell you right now that number is far lower than what it has been for 2021. I've worked, you know what I'm saying, to see these numbers, of course, though. I know homeowners who said, I bought my house for probably $250,000. And last year, 2020, sold their house for almost double. They sold their house for over $400,000, and they bought it for $200-something thousand. That is significant. The statistics that we're seeing here is from 2018. It's not even 2021. They did the census, you know what I'm saying, late. They did the census 2020, every 10 years. So they did the census last year, though, of course, though, and they're still getting that data and they're putting it all together, of course, though.
2021, slack it.
They did it 2020. Let's see where it says right here, though. They're only trying to give specific ones by age. They're trying to avoid, you know what I'm saying, the ratio. I don't want to go to the U.S. Census Bureau, but I can definitely do that. It's all I did in college, of course, though. Had to study the census tract, of course, though, and do all that extra research. It was very exciting to show that there was a misrepresentation of the statistics. What they would often do is, like, I had a professor in college who said that the education system in here, you know what I'm saying, was absolutely horrible. But one of the things that they failed to identify was that a major factor was that how many students was included were secondary English speaking students. English was their second language. So when it came down to ELA, right? When it came down to, you know, some of the mathematics, of course, though, the comprehension was just a little off. Why? Because the tests that were being given were not accommodating, of course, though. So when you look at certain schools, of course, the statistics, you know what I'm saying, said, oh, this school is failing, of course, though. No Child Left Behind. Went into this whole breakdown and blah, 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 blah. The education system here is poor. Wait, this sister is going to Harvard. This brother is here going over to Princeton. This sister's going to UConn. And we can just keep going and naming all these brothers and sisters that's going, you know what I'm saying, to these prestigious institutions, of course. But on certain populations in certain areas, they skewed the data to show what? Information that was misleading and misinforming. And one of the things that they came out with maybe about 8 years after they started that whole, what's the Bush name? Junior, was it? George Bush Jr.? That was kind of like the last thing that he was doing. George W. Bush. It was one of those things in which that when you got a little deeper into it, you saw that there was a discrepancy in the funding. So the discrepancy in the funding, of course, though, had a correlation in regards to what? The education. Kat, what was you bringing out last night? The issue of poverty, of course, though, increased what? Criminal activity. So if you decrease poverty, of course, though, you decrease what? Criminal activity. Why? Because there is a need for food. There's a need for clothing. There's a need of shelter. Well, that same correlation also rolled over, you know what I'm saying, or pulled over, you know what I'm saying, into education system. These are statistical facts, you know what I'm saying, and data, you know what I'm saying, that you can go and find online, of course, though, you know what I'm saying, and that they would kind of withhold, of course. They wouldn't ask the question at that particular point because they had a particular agenda that they were pushing. And later on, oh, we need funding. And as one of the candidates, you know what I'm saying, back in 2008 here in Syracuse was pointing out, though, look, there's funding that comes into Syracuse because the west side of Syracuse is what? It has been the #1 poorest in the U.S. In the U.S. You talking about Detroit? You know what I'm saying? Like Compton, the U.S. It was the #1 poorest per, as I don't know, I think it was the population per capita. So funding was coming into the city of Syracuse, you know what I'm saying, because of what? The demographics, you know what I'm saying, of that particular location. If you look at the average education system, you know what I'm saying, the average education, highest education level attained within this particular area right here, South Ave. South Ave, you know what I'm saying, it was roughly around an associates. Not necessarily that they achieved an associates, but associates, you know what I'm saying, like they had some education to an associate's degree. That's the highest level that was achieved, typically. So the statistical of income that was correlated to it was roughly around about like $18,000, maybe $19,000. What's the average rent, you know what I'm saying, in this particular area? I mean, in Syracuse, I think it's roughly around about $830 though, but we got to go up to the statistics and look at that information, right?
Right.
Now you start to see what? A trend and a pattern. Low education, low, you know what I'm saying, income, higher criminal, which increases what? Police activity. Where's all the police cameras? Boom, boom,
outside, yeah.
Boom. Why? Because these are high crime areas. And it rolls over to many other items, you know what I'm saying, that you can break down, you know what I'm saying, for a particular area. And it explains a lot. It starts off with what? Population. It's overpopulated, of course, though. It's you know, the language barrier. And of course they often would do what? Oh, well, these Asian students over here, they speak English very well. Don't they? They do well in mathematics. Well, let's fast forward today, of course, though, where the population and the demographics has also increased, of course, though. ICE have gone out and hunted down brothers and sisters. And we're still out here celebrating what? Christmas, New Year's. If you look at the number of people, you know what I'm saying, per household, based upon the demographics, of course, you start to see a correlation. The more people per household, the increased risk. One person in the house catches COVID. Hey, there's a family of 5. Access to health care. You know what I'm saying? It's a 4-bedroom apartment. You know what I'm saying? There's 9 people in there. What's that? 2.5 heartbeats per household, which still falls within New York State guidelines, right? Okay. New York State says that you got to have no more than 2 heartbeats per room. No more than 2 heartbeats per room. So you got a 4-bedroom with 9 people, you know what I'm saying? That what? Qualifies, doesn't it? Okay. One person comes home with COVID. There's the potential, you know what I'm saying, to now have 9 people with COVID. So now, you know what I'm saying, like you can go on and on, of course, though, you know what I'm saying, but we get caught up and we get focused, you know what I'm saying, on these vain holidays, of course, though. Go ahead and read the precept box, you know what I'm saying, Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 10.
Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 3.
Count the water.
For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman.
Right. So Christmas, you know what I'm saying, this is something that happens, you know what I'm saying, around this time period, though. They cut the tree, they put it up in the household, of course, though, you know what I'm saying. Everybody goes, put these presents, you know what I'm saying, and they all gather and they what? They're essentially worshiping. Nobody's worshiping. So why are you guys all gathered around singing an old Christmas tree? You can sing it in German. Old Tannenbaum, old Tannenbaum. Come on, man. That's Christmas tree, you know what I'm saying, in German. Old Christmas tree. You know what I'm saying? This is something that they were teaching children. Let me listen, I was probably roughly around about 7, maybe 7 at the time, you know what I'm saying, when I was taught to sing Christmas tree in German. The fact is that I am, you know what I'm saying, twice that age, 3 times that age, of course, though, and can still quote the lyrics from 1 year. Ain't that something? You learn Christmas tree in another language, you know what I'm saying, at the age of 5, 7. And it sticks with you, you know what I'm saying, your entire lifetime. We learn English, we learn Spanish, we learn German.
It sticks in your head.
Exactly. This is, you know what I'm saying, the hypnotic effect, of course, though, because every year becomes what? Feliz Navidad. Hola. Feliz Navidad. And then, of course, you switch over. He goes, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas. That's what happens. It's catchy. It's simple, but catchy. It's repeated over and over and over and over. And you go into the malls, and what do you hear? Feliz Navidad. You hear these in the songs of the different movies that's going on, or the TV shows. There was things like Boys Meets Worlds. There was Family Matters, of course. You know what I'm saying? There was a different world. All these TV shows did what? They pushed and they showed Christmas. You saw the children doing Christmas. You saw the college students doing Christmas. You saw the Golden Girls doing Christmas. Didn't she just die? Goldie White?
Yeah.
Is that her name, Goldie White?
Betty.
Betty White?
Yeah.
Betty White just died. But guess what? She had a Merry Christmas. I don't know if she made it for Christmas or not. I don't care either. But in her different roles that she played, of course, though, what happened? She celebrated Christmas. These vain customs, these vain holidays. They highlighted the fact that she is the one that have been since she's been around since forever. She has experienced like the most presidents or something. I forgot what the specific thing that they had highlighted and pointed out, though. They said this one has been around for this long. The fact is that she made it to 99. Which I don't want to say amazing, because though, who cares, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, in the Christian church, they got this song that goes, Lord, I'm running, trying to make 100, 99 and a half won't do. They would sing these things in the Christian church, though. But where in the Bible, you know what I'm saying, does it tells us to celebrate Christmas? How do we get rid of, you know what I'm saying, the COVID virus, you know what I'm saying, celebrating Christmas? The World Health Organization tells us, you know what I'm saying, that we should what? Social distance. We should avoid large crowds and wash hands. In spite of the fact is that there is coronavirus, you know what I'm saying, being spread like wildfire right now in California, they're still saying, send all the children back to school. We're not going to close the schools down. Does that make sense? Because all these parents probably did what? Send the children over to grandma's house, go to grandma, go to grandpa's house, you know what I'm saying, and enjoy, you know what I'm saying, watching, you know, the ball drop. We're going to go to a party. We're going to celebrate, of course, though, and guess what? We'll pick you back up later. Now, mom got COVID, dad got COVID, and guess what? Who else got COVID?
Children.
The children got COVID. The children now got COVID.
But animals don't get COVID.
Oh man, that's where we got it from. We were trying to, and I won't speak on it, because I know how these haters can be. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Hold up. Listen, they got coronavirus with breastfeeding. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. That's something to think about. You know? Hold on. It says the world's latest update, Nathan. Good night. They are continuously monitoring and responding to this pandemic. This Q&A will be update. What is COVID? What are symptoms? What happens? What are risks? What are long-term effects? How it gets spread? How should we get tested? Those tests. Listen, they said, are antibiotics effective in preventing or treating COVID-19? I mean, I don't know. We're not here for all that information. We're here to find out what was the origin of COVID, right? Let's see. Hold up. Maybe this will give us a clear answer. You see that? I said, what is the origin of COVID-19? Who, right? Common question. Which animal did COVID-19 originate from? This is coming from, once again, looks like the World, you know what I'm saying, Health Organization. Oh, this is what MD though, but coronavirus are a big family of different viruses. Some of them causes a common cold in people. Infect Others infect animals, including bats, camels, and cattle. But how did SARS-2 COVID-2, the new coronavirus that caused 19, come to be? Here's what we know about the virus that was first detected in Wuhan, China, in late 2019. This is according to WebMD.com. It said, where did the coronavirus come from? Experts say SARS-CoV-2 originated in bats. It originated in bats. That's what they're saying. Experts are stating. That is how the coronavirus behind Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, MERS, and Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome, SARS, got started. SARS-CoV-2 made the jump to humans at one of Wuhan's open air wet markets. There were customers buy fresh meat and fish, including animals that are killed on the spot. Some wet markets sell wild or banned species like cobras, wild boars, and raccoon dogs. Crowded conditions let viruses from different animals swap genes. Sometimes the viruses change so much it can start to infect the spread among people. This is what we're getting from WebMD. Ain't that something?
Good.
That's something there, right? Listen, the World Health Organization is telling us to social distance, but we still went out and celebrated Christmas anyways. We still went out. Can the World Health Organization save us from COVID? Can President Joe Biden save us from COVID? Can Vice President Kamala Harris save us from COVID? Can they save us from the student loan debt that we've started to accumulate, you know what I'm saying, for all these years?
No.
Lie. I mean, isn't there an uptick, you know what I'm saying, in the virus? Isn't there an uptick in the spread? There's a new strand that's being passed along, you know what I'm saying, from person to person. But we are out here trying to celebrate Christmas. We're out here trying to celebrate, you know what I'm saying, the new year. Slack it. Oh, we can drop that. Look at that. Almost took me exactly to it. So here it is today, right? We are talking about so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We tell them, you know what I'm saying, to separate.
Okay.
We tell them, you know what I'm saying, that we should stay separate. Why? What's the significance of that, being separate? The law tells us, you know what I'm saying, that we should not join ourselves to other nations. We should not follow after the customs of the other nations. Why is that?
Because they're not your customs.
Right. The pandemic that we have right now, who customs, you know what I'm saying, is that? Is that our customs?
The pandemic?
It stems from another nation. Or did it stem from us?
Another nation?
And their customs. Right?
Okay.
The integration of all these different customs into America has led to what? These places, this is almost said this is the scripture, right? These places have no reported COVID-19 cases around the globe. The number of COVID-19 cases has surpassed more than 270 million cases and more than 5 million deaths. Thanks to the spread of the Delta and Omicron, countries and territories are seeing record numbers of coronavirus cases from Asia to Europe, from the United States to Brazil. New waves have worsened conditions that when the pandemic initially hit. Some countries have managed to stave off the coronavirus pandemic since it began in early 2020. Can you believe that? There are some countries that have been able to stave off the corona pandemic since early 2020. This was December 14th, 2021. They said since 2020. That's a 2-year period, is it not? 24 months. It's somewhere at least 18 to 24 months that we're talking right now. That time frame. Because coronavirus was what? Publicly, mentioned and spoke about in 2020. But there is the speculation, that there was some coronavirus pre-2020, right? 2019, more or less late November, December, somewhere around there. Could have even been October. Don't know. But this is as early as 2020. We are now in 2022. You're telling me that there is no coronavirus in some countries? There are people that have not been impacted by coronavirus? How is that possible? It stated that people from Asia, right, which is supposed to be where the start of it came from, Asia to Europe, from the United States to what? Brazil, which seems to be, I guess, the end of the world. Brazil must be the end of the world, I guess. I don't know. The way that they mapped it out, Asia's where they started at, and Brazil's where's the end of it's the end of the line, I guess. So, reporting 0 cases according to the World Health Organization, many of these countries and territories have reported no cases since the pandemic onset are islands in the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans and are likely to experience the benefit of bordering only the seas. Strict travel policies may be responsible for the countries and territories' success. Although these countries are reporting 0 cases, that does not rule out that some cases may fly under the radar. Accurate data can be difficult to obtain from countries with sparse health care resources, and the Associated Press notes. 2 countries in particular, North Korea and Turkmenistan, have drawn skepticism from the international community about the accuracy of their data records. Here are the countries and territories that WHO says are presently reporting 0 cases of COVID-19. Let's find out which territories are reporting 0 COVID-19 cases. Oh man, they're gonna make us do this little. Tuvalu, never heard of it. Apparently, it is halfway between Hawaii and Australia. Turkmenistan. Turkmenistan is located in Central Asia. Brings up question of its ability to ward off COVID-19 pandemic, which has touched all but one continent in the world. It said it has touched all but one continent in the world. Still, the country has not officially acknowledged any coronavirus cases, though its officials have restricted all commercial travel, mass religious events, and encouraged social distancing and mask wearing. Let's see, who else? Tonga. The archipelago of Tonga, with about 170 islands, of which 36 are inhabited, which is near Fiji. Alright? They've been on lockdown. Tokelau. I think that's Tokelau. This is this is a 3 tropical coral atolls in the South Pacific Ocean. It is dependent territory of New Zealand, although both governments in New Zealand and Tokelau call it a nation. The 3 atolls have a combined land area of 4 square miles. 4 miles? Great. St. Helena, a British overseas territory in South Atlantic Ocean. It is remote. It is considered one of the most remote locals in the world, lying more than 1,200 miles from the west coast of southwestern Africa and 2,500 miles of east of Rio de Janeiro in South America. All right, they say it's about 4,500 people on there. Pitcairn Island. It's a group of 4 volcanoes islands that only the British overseas territory in the Pacific Ocean is believed to have fewer than 50 full-time residents. That makes great sense. North Korea has reported 0 cases of coronavirus. North Korea is one of the only 2 non-island nations to make the list. Although it is reporting 0 cases of the novel coronavirus, has been questioned. North Korea shares a border with China and South Korea. We know how North Korea gets down, man. They strict. You know what I'm saying, about who comes in the country, who don't come in the country, you know what I'm saying? What you can do, what you can't do, of course, though. I think there was a reporter who tried to take some type of media footage, of course, though, of North Korea. And they locked him up, and I think they were potentially going to execute him. I think there was like two American nationalists, you know what I'm saying, who were there, of course, though, and they broke the law. They had them locked up for some time until, you know, the U.S. was able to work out some type of, hey man, you gonna give our people up. They managed to work that out though. But North Korea, you know what I'm saying, has very strict, no, what happens in North Korea stays in North Korea. Like, and it's just that. What happens in North Korea stays in North Korea. So even if they do have coronavirus, it's like, listen, y'all not gonna know that we got coronavirus. Everybody in North Korea will die before you know that there was a pandemic ever, you know what I'm saying, in North Korea. So they said that they are reporting 0 cases with a population of 25 million. It has instituted a strict lockdown, travel restrictions, and closed its border, according to the Associated Press. They closed their borders. Makes sense. Makes sense. And we got, you know, there's about like, you know, another 10 or more of saying places that are showing on this that has 0 cases of COVID-19 though. They're very small, you know, islands, as it was stated, of course, though. But they're stating that they have Cook Island is saying that it has no cases. It's made up of 15 small islands though, in the South Pacific though, but they have 0 cases of coronavirus though. So there's a total of 12, quote unquote, that have not had coronavirus though. And of course, North Korea, you know what I'm saying, I would not be surprised, you know what I'm saying, if that is the case, but at the end of the day, what is our problem? What is the reason, you know what I'm saying, for us catching coronavirus? Because we went to a holiday party, we went to a gathering place, of course, though, thinking that we can, have some type of salvation from our oppressor. We can go to our oppressor and say, listen, I'm a team player. I showed up, you know what I'm saying, every day to work, right? I showed up, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, I came to the Christmas party. I bought gifts, of course, though. In fact, I bought you them nice little pins, you know, that pen set that you got sitting on your desk. Right? That's what they're saying and talking about, though. But that's not going to save us, you know what I'm saying, from this pandemic. That's not going to stop the spread, you know what I'm saying, of this disease, of course, though, that's been going throughout the land, of course. We're still dying. We're still suffering, of course, though. Why?
Because of the pandemic.
It's not just because of the pandemic, man. When we spoke about it, you know what I'm saying, in the beginning of the class, though, we talked about the fact is that
the holidays?
Not just the holidays. It's more than just the fact of the holidays and the pandemic. What is more significant? What is the significance of, you know, the orders and instructions that you give, you know what I'm saying, to your children?
It's for the protection of yourself.
Okay.
Or of your family.
Right. You said it earlier though, but why is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you know what I'm saying, suffering more than anyone else? What have we done when it comes down to our protection? Let me ask you this. Black Lives Matter, right?
Right.
What's the goal and purpose of Black Lives Matter?
I never really understood it, but I've seen it a lot.
Why are they out in the streets protesting?
They're protesting because they're saying black kids are getting shot or something like that.
Right. Sandra Bland was killed. Eric Gardner was killed. Walter Scott was killed. Akai Gurley was killed. Philando Castile was killed. The list goes on and on and on. George Neville was killed. I believe that was a brother that was locked up, you know what I'm saying, in a prison. Right before, if I'm correct, I believe that this was right before or probably after the George Floyd case. He was in a prison. And the way that they had him, he was basically hog-tied. His hands was cuffed behind his back. They put the cuffs on his feet, and I think they cuffed his legs and his hands together, right? And then they said that they claimed that he had fell off the bed. Whether he did or didn't. The position in which that he was, I believe he was face down. So he didn't have the ability to, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't open to breathe. That brother died, you know what I'm saying, in the prisons. So you have community activists and organizers, of course, though, like National Action League, the NAACP. You have your Al Sharptons, your Jesse Jacksons, of course, though. You have the Black Lives Matter, of course, though. You have the ADOS and whoever else that they talk about, BIPOC, Black Indigenous, something people, whatever. You have all these different groups and whatnot, and they're talking about and they're fighting for their agenda, which is supposed to be to free blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? They had the oil spills in the Midwest. The natives, you know what I'm saying, they took the land, and I believe it was in Oklahoma, they took the land from the natives, you know what I'm saying, in Oklahoma because they stated that they were going to destroy it. The Native Americans, it's their land. Who cares what they do on their land and their territory? Part of the treaty that was put in place, quote unquote, gave them rights that allow them to exercise authority to intervene. I didn't say infringe, but intervene. But it gave them the ability to infringe upon the rights of the Native Americans because they were not taking care of the land the way that they should. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Who was not taking care of the land?
The so-called Native Americans. I believe it was in Oklahoma. It was a court case, of course, though, which is being fought in the Supreme Court that says that at this particular time they would pass the. I want to be very careful what I say. The governing, it's to the state of Oklahoma, I believe, again, because as the treaty that was signed, they were destroying the land. They were not taking care of it, of course, though. But we know, in fact, that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. And they will make all types of pacts, and they have broken them. As they say that this is protect and serve, you know what I'm saying, as the police. The police is supposed to go out and protect and serve. But nonetheless, though, there's constant cases of illegal chokeholds, the knee and back, 14-year-old boy, you know what I'm saying, with a knee on his neck. Even he's a 14-year-old boy. So what if he's 6'3"? He's 14. What would have they done to LeBron James? What would they have done, you know what I'm saying, to Shaquille O'Neal at the age of 14? Standing 6'8", 6'5", weighing, you know what I'm saying, 215 pounds. What would they have done, you know what I'm saying, if they fell in? This is a grown man over here. So they have been going out and they've been marching and they've been, quote unquote, fighting for rights and privilege to be free and be safe from the oppression, you know what I'm saying, of our oppressor. But what we have to understand is that they have been going out here and fighting, you know what I'm saying, to join with our oppressor. Christ went out, you know what I'm saying, he spoke to the people, of course, though, and they hated Christ for it. We think that we're hated, you know what I'm saying, because of what? The color of our skins, right? Right. We think we're hated, you know what I'm saying, because of, petty, you know what I'm saying, insignificant stuff, though. In the scriptures, it says, you know what I'm saying, in John chapter 15, verse 18, it says, if the world hate you, ye know it hated me before it hated you. Why? Why was Jesus Christ, Yahushua, hated?
Because of God.
Okay, what about it? What about God? What's the correlation or what's the significance between God and Jesus Christ or Yahushua?
Supposed to be his son.
Okay. And what about it? What did Jesus Christ or what did Yahushua do?
He died.
Okay, let's read verse 19. Get John chapter 15. John chapter 15 in the New Testament. Verse 17. We can start at 17.
John chapter 15, verse 17. These things I command you.
These what?
These things I command you.
What is Yahushua talking about right here? What is he referring to? The Bible says, these things I command you. Think about what tonight is. What class is tonight?
The law.
The law. What is Jesus Christ or Yahushua speaking of?
Law.
He's speaking of the law. So he said, these things I what?
Command you.
I command you. Go ahead.
That ye love one another.
That ye do what?
Love one another.
We supposed to hate each other, right?
No.
That we do what?
Love one another.
That we kill one another.
Love one another.
That we, you know what I'm saying, rape and murder one another. That we do what?
Love one another.
Jesus Christ, Yahushua, is commanding us to love one another. He's just making it simple. He's not making it complex. He's just making it simple. Love one another. And here's the problem that comes with this. We get taught this Bible not by our own, but by what? Those that... Who taught us the Bible? I'm not talking about the ISUPK. I'm not talking about here in the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge. Who taught us in the Christian church? Who taught your grandmother or your grandfather?
The Christian preachers.
Right. And where did they learn their teachings?
The white man?
Who?
The white man?
That's right. The white man. The so-called white man. How? They went off to their colleges and universities, right? They went off to preach in school, of course, right? They forced this Bible upon us when we were slaves. Under what? Their authority. You ever see the movie Amistad?
I heard of that. I've never seen it.
Amistad, right? There is a scene from the movie Amistad, and I'm referring to this scene. One second. There was a scene from the movie Amistad, right?
God.
And this scene, of course, though, was after they got off the boat. What? One of the scenes, of course, though. There it goes. Let's go. Let's get it. saying. This is where he questioned them. He questioned them. He said, I am not pretending, I'm beginning to understand. Who taught him to understand? Who taught him this book that, you know what I'm saying? Of course, you know what I'm saying? They're referencing us, of course, though. So the brother was saying to him, nobody's watching. Don't worry about it. I'm here. I see you. Oh. I'm beginning to understand. Cutscene. Right to the church. Their people have suffered more than ours. What do we always do? When it comes down to the dying, the sick, the lame, the destroyed, of course, though, what do we always find a way to do? It's right here on the screen. He says, their people have suffered more than ours. Their people. But this Bible is of whom?
Our people.
Right. But what they're reading has this brother thinking that the Bible is of whom? Their people.
Oh, their
right? As the brothers, those that came off the slaves, that their lives were full of suffering. Then who was born?
Then he was born and everything changed.
Who is it referring to? Who is he? Who is he? They said Jesus Christ, Yahushua, was followed by the Son. That's what they're doing. The way that they depicted it, they taught us the Bible. They brainwashed us, you know what I'm saying, into this Bible in a light that portrayed them as the people of the story. As he stated, he said, I don't know what it says, but I'm beginning to understand. He is healing people with his hands. He is protecting them. He also could walk across the sea. He was captured and accused of some crime. Whoa, this sounds like us. This might be us here. Similarities here, huh? He must have done something. Whoa. He just said, what did we do? There's a correlation. he must have done something. He's a criminal, right? They captured him. What did we do? What sins, you know what I'm saying, did we commit? What crimes, you know what I'm saying, did we commit? To be put into chains and captivity, of course, right? That's what they're wondering. What did we do? The scripture says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
Right.
Because we don't understand this Bible. Because we don't understand the scriptures, of course, though, you know what I'm saying? And we're being taught by another nation of people. We're thinking that what? Our oppressors are going to save us, that they set us free out of our captivity.
Bomu pieni. Na bi pie. Tingi wa lofa. Ilongo bito se tingi wa. Tole ya boile. Tingi wa me boilo. Boy chima. Koelo. Kuninga yama. Tiepe. Kilenga gilego.
They thought he was dead, but he rose and went into the sky. But what he's imagining, what he's understanding, of course, though, all right, he's not understanding that this is Yahushua Mashiach. He's not understanding, you know what I'm saying, that this is, you know, a Judah, you know what I'm saying, that was born, you know what I'm saying, of the tribe of Judah to teach his people. That's why when we read the scripture, it says, these things I command you, that ye love one another. How are we loving ourselves, you know what I'm saying, if we are following the customs of other nations? How are we stopping the spread, you know what I'm saying, of coronavirus, you know what I'm saying, if we're following after? That's the same thing that they were going to do. That's the same thing that they were doing. What, not? Did they not follow, you know what I'm saying, and fall into the devices of the, you know what I'm saying, the oppressor?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we were ignorant. We didn't have a law that we followed. We didn't follow this information, man. Which is something that we should understand, though. Keep reading. Drop down to verse 19. You can call it out. John chapter 15, verse 19.
John chapter 15, verse 19. If ye were of the world would love his own.
If ye were what?
If ye were of the world.
What scene did we just see from Amistad? Where that they got the understanding of the Bible, right? To be like whom? Did he do this? Right?
Yeah.
Because he's gaining the knowledge and understanding of who? His captors, his oppressors. Because Jesus Christ, according to what he was getting and what he was being taught and what he was learning, saved his people. Not him. Not his brothers. Not his sisters. Saved his people. That Jesus Christ people suffered far more than they're suffering. But wait. Jesus Christ people is his people. But he just doesn't know that. He's ignorant of it. The scripture just said, if ye were of the world, the world would love his own.
That's like it.
Go ahead.
What does that mean? If ye were of the world,
You celebrate Christmas?
uh,
How many people said to you, Merry Christmas?
a
How
lot
many
of
people asked, did you and your family enjoy Christmas? How many people asked, did you have a good New Year's?
A lot of people.
How many people are still saying to you, Happy New Year's?
Yeah.
If ye are of the what?
Of the world will love its own.
So what should you do to be of the world?
Love your own.
No. If you are of the world, what things should you do? Should you celebrate Passover? If ye are of the world, the society that we live in, right? Is that of the Most High? Is that of Yahushua? La. It's not. So to be a part of that society, what should you do? What should you celebrate? What should you acknowledge? What should you tell your children?
Oh, the Most High's holidays.
If ye are of the world, not of the Bible, but if ye are of the world.
Do you celebrate their?
Right. You celebrate their holidays. Where did Christmas come from? Where did Easter come from? Where did Thanksgiving come from? Did the Most High create it?
La.
Or did the world create it?
The world.
So if ye are of the world would love his own.
Right.
And how do you do that? By keeping worldly traditions,
Right.
worldly customs, not keeping Purim, not keeping Feast of Unleavened Bread, not keeping the Sabbath, not keeping, the customs, of course, so that we were told. If ye are of the world, you'd be out there. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Feliz Navidad. Oh, Danaba, oh, that. That's what you would be doing. If ye are of the world. But the Savior that came to show us how to live, how to conduct ourselves, he is like his father, a man of war who fought against the customs of man, who fought against the traditions of man, who fought against, the oppressions of our brothers and our sisters, of our ancestors who have been put to death prior to us. For future generations, of course, though, that will come, of course, though, that will stand up and rise, that says, Kwam Yasha'Allah. Rise, Israel.
Good.
You understand? That's what Yahushua came to show us. How to be merciful towards one another. Instead of trying to have a brother put to death, instead of trying to have a sister put to death, of course, though, Yahushua showed us what? To be merciful unto one another, to be forgiving of one another, of course, though. Why? Because we have become of the world. We became Gentiles, not keeping our laws, statutes, and commandments. That's why when we read verse 17, it says, these things I command you. There is no option for it. Yahushua, who is our king, the king commands, what do?
You do what he commands you to do.
Exactly. Verse 23. Drop down to verse 23.
John chapter 15, verse 22.
23.
23. He that hateth me hateth my Father also.
He that hateth me hateth my Father also. So the world, you know what I'm saying, hates who? Not just Yahweh Shai, not just Jesus Christ. It also hates who?
His Father.
Who is what?
God.
The Most High. Yahweh in the Hebrew. So they hate, you know what I'm saying, us walking around, you know what I'm saying, with our beards, right? And our boots, looking militant. You understand? We got to walk around here with a shaved head, a shaved beard, and speak softly. We got to say, let the hoes be hoes. We can't tell our women, you know what I'm saying, to cover themselves up. We can't tell our brothers, you know what I'm saying, to stop going out here and selling drugs to one another, right? We can't do those things, you know what I'm saying, if we are what? Of the world. We are supposed to endorse and celebrate those type of things, man. It's a sister's right to choose, man. If she wants to have that abortion, it's her body. But that's my seed, though. She gets to choose, you know what I'm saying, what happens to my seed. Well, it's 50-50. Right? Ain't it supposed to be equality? Equality? Show me that in the scripture. Because the scripture says, above every man is Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai. Above every woman is the man. And above Christ is the Most High. That's in the scripture. So what should we be doing? Keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, man. It's like Acts chapter 7, verse 37.
Acts chapter 7, verse 37.
Go ahead.
This is that Moses which said unto the children of Israel, a prophet shall the Lord your God raise up unto you.
A what?
A prophet.
A prophet. And this was said from Moses to the children of Israel. Right?
Okay.
Keep reading.
A prophet shall the Lord your God raise up unto you of your brother.
Of Yehu?
Of your brother.
Of Yehu?
Your brother.
Of the many nations.
Your brother.
Of those that are around you.
Your brother.
Of your brethren. Your people. Keep reading.
Like unto me.
Like unto me. Yep.
Him shall ye hear.
This is what you're supposed to do. It was prophesied. Give me real quick Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 15. It's in the Old Testament. Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 15. It's one of the first 5 books of the Bible.
Of Deuteronomy chapter
18 verse 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 15. The Lord thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet.
A what?
A prophet.
Uh-huh.
From the midst
From where?
From the midst of thee.
From the midst of thee. So a prophet is going to be raised up from the midst of its own people. Keep reading.
Of thy brethren.
Of thy what?
Of thy brethren.
Go ahead.
Like unto me.
Uh-huh.
Unto him ye shall hearken.
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Verse 16. According to all that thou desires of the Lord,
Right.
thy God in Horeb, in the day of the assembly, saying,
Drop that real quick, you know what I'm saying, and get this last precept. We're going to go to Isaiah. Isaiah, which is just before the book of Jeremiah, of course. Isaiah chapter 49, verse 23. So a prophet will be raised up, right? Of thy seed, of thy brethren, of thy kinsmen, of thy own people. You understand? What they saw in Amistad, I'm saying, was not of their own people, because they were thinking and understanding that Jesus Christ, the prophet that was in this Bible, of course, though, was of the other nations. And truth is, he was of them. They were of him. Isaiah chapter 49, verse 23. Oh, slack it. Verse 22. Verse 22.
Isaiah chapter
49, verse 22.
and 42.
22. 49, chapter 49, verse 22.
Isaiah chapter 49, verse 42.
22.
Thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will lift up mine hand to the Gentiles.
I will do what?
Lift up my hand to the Gentiles.
Uh-huh.
And set up my standard to the people.
And do what?
And set up my standard to the people.
What's a standard?
I'm not sure.
It's think about like a measuring cup, right?
Okay.
It is a standard, measuring system for liquids. A cup of water, 2 cups of water, 3 cups of water. It's a standard that everyone follows, that everyone keeps and hold. You have the metric system as well too. These are standards that everybody abides by, of course, though, when it comes to mathematics. Right?
Okay.
So it's a basis for all to follow. All right, go ahead. It's a standard to the people. Go ahead.
To the people, and thou shalt bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Keep reading.
Verse 23, and kings shall be thy nursing fathers.
Kings shall be thy nursing fathers. Keep reading.
And their queens.
And their what?
Their queens.
And their what?
Their queens.
And their queens.
Thy nursing mothers.
Thy nursing mothers. What's going to happen of the kings and queens? Keep reading.
Thy shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth.
They shall bow down with thee, to thee. They're going to bow down to thee with their face towards the earth. Keep reading.
And lick up the dust of thy feet.
And lick up the dust of thy feet. They are going to bow down and kiss the boots. Kiss the feet of the people. You know what I'm saying? The priests and prophets of the Most High, though. As you see, when we go out to the camp, of course, though, we speak to the people, of course. The other nations, they bow down and they do it without shame, of course, though. Why? Because, you know what I'm saying, a standard has been set into us, those, you know what I'm saying, who was raised out without the law, statute, commandments of the Most High. We are the standard that people live by. We are the standard that people should abide by. You understand? That is going to save us from coronavirus. That is going to save us, you know what I'm saying, from, you know, whatever other hell that is coming towards, you know what I'm saying, this nation, this people. Because we have, you know, made a standard according to the Most High, though, to fix the people. Go ahead and just finish that last piece off, huh?
And thou shalt know that I am the Lord, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me.
Right. And we shall know, you know what I'm saying, that the Most High is the Lord. And there is no shame, you know what I'm saying, in us waiting for the Most High. You understand? We can't try to take things into our hand. We try to go get salvation, you know what I'm saying, from the World Health Organization, of course, though. And guess what? We still go out here and celebrate New Year's. We still celebrate Christmas. We still going to come together during Valentine's Day. They're going to pass out candies and all types of gift cards and hearts and everything else, though. And people are going to continuously die. They're going to continuously get sick. You think Omicron's the end of this virus? Let you live long enough, you know what I'm saying, to see what comes next. You understand? So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you know what I'm saying? This is School of Universal Practical Knowledge, of course, though. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all get into these classes, you know what I'm saying? With that, pass the class over to Priest and Captain Zanaya.
Aslaki.
Go ahead.
I had a question about the last scripture that you pulled.
Okay.
When you pulled the scripture, it said Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse
18 and 15.
Yeah, but going down to 16.
Okay, quickly,
According to all that thou desires of the Lord thy God in Horeb in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of the Lord my God. I don't understand that.
Kind of. Well, the part that we were focused on was verse 15, of course, though, which was stating that a prophet will be raised up. You understand? A prophet will be raised up, you know, according to in the midst of thy people, right? So we're going to follow after, you know, the prophets. We're going to do, of course, though, what the prophets tell us and instruct us to do, though. Verse 16 says, according to all that thou desirest of thy God in Horeb in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of the Lord my God, neither let me see this great fire anymore, that I die not. So if you go back up a little bit higher, you know what I'm saying, you'll see what happened prior to the people, of course, though, which was I believe it was the destruction, of course, though, that had occurred, you know, in the nation, though. So at one point in time, though, the people had been destroyed. You understand? Because we did not listen or follow after what the Most High had did or instructed us to do. So if the prophet said, don't go out and celebrate New Year's, but ye still go out and celebrate New Year's, well, that fire that fell from heaven, of course, though, and destroyed the other nations, well, that is the voice, you know what I'm saying, of the Most High. That is the actions of the Most High, though. So we were given specific instructions, you know what I'm saying, how to be protected, how to, you know, not be sinful and be wicked, of course, though. And by us going against what the prophet says, we did not live, but we died. Does that make sense?
God.
No sweat. Pass the class over to Priest and Captain Zanaya. Slide.
This is the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, Security Announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the leadership of Commanding General Yohana. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10, means tenth in Hebrew, ma'ashara, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Okay, we have the Feast of Purim coming up, February 14th. February 14th, Feast of Purim. Also, April 15th is the Passover. Get everything lined up for that now. There's a link going around. If you need that link, the link will take you to a website where you can get things lined up for your Passover fee, also for the hotel rooms. Okay, you want to try to jump on that as soon as possible. Reminder, Akim and Aquafium, check the bulletin board. Okay, we have one in the back. The calendars are on their way. Okay, we want to start hanging the calendars up on that bulletin board as well. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black. Black boots, black shirt, black pants, black headband, black scarf. All right, and with that, we're going to stand.
Where can I get a hair?
We're going to arrange that. We'll get that all squared away for you, okay? All right. Okay, we're going to stand. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher. All right. Men of Israel, I Majum Shabbat, I Majum Barak, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Brakatham.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Brakatham.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Brakatham.
All right, we're going to turn. We're going to give a salute to the sisters. Okay. We have sisters online, so we'll still give the salute. I Majum Shabbat, I Majum Barak, Yahweh Shema Alatham Ba'Shem Yahushua. And with that, Hazamatah, class dismissed.